Long-Nosed Dwarf. This story is from the collection called The Sheik of Alexandria and His Slaves, and is supposed to be told by a slave to the sheikh. There are people who think fairies and magic only lived in the time of Harun al-Rashid, the ruler of Baghdad. They say the stories of genii and princes are not true, but they are wrong. Fairies still live today. Not long ago, I saw something strange. Genii were part of it. I will tell you the story. A long time ago, in a town in Germany, there lived a poor shoemaker and his wife. The shoemaker worked all day on the street. He fixed old shoes and made new ones if someone asked. But he had no money to buy leather, so he could not keep any stock. His wife sold fruits and vegetables. She grew them in a small garden outside the town. People liked to buy from her because she was clean and her things looked nice. This couple had a little boy. He was handsome and kind. He was tall for his age. He was 8 years old. He often sat with his mother at the market. He helped carry the fruits and vegetables to the houses. He always came back with a gift. Sometimes it was a flower, sometimes money, or a cake. People liked to see his sweet face. One day, the shoemaker's wife was sitting at the market. She had baskets with cabbages, herbs, seeds, and early pears, apples, and apricots. Her son James sat next to her. He called out, "Come, gentlemen. Look at the nice cabbages. Smell the herbs, early pears, apples, and apricots. My mother sells cheap." While James shouted, an old woman walked through the market. Her clothes were old and torn. Her eyes were red. Her nose was long and crooked. It touched her chin. She walked with a stick. She moved slowly and looked like she would fall any minute. The shoemaker's wife looked at her. She had worked at the market for 16 years. She had never seen this woman before. She felt afraid. Identified. The old woman stopped in front of her baskets. "Are you Jane, the greengrocer?" the old woman asked. Her voice was rough. She shook her head from side to side. "Yes, I am," said the shoemaker's wife. "What do you want?" "Let me look at your herbs," said the old woman. She bent down and put her brown hands in the basket. Her fingers were long like spider legs. She picked up the herbs one by one. She smelled each one with her long nose. The poor woman felt very sad, but she said nothing. Buyers could check before they bought, and this old woman made her feel nervous. After she smelled all the herbs, the old woman said, "Bad herbs. I don't want them. Herbs were better 50 years ago. Bad herbs." Little James got angry. He said, "You are rude. You touched our herbs with your dirty hands. Then you smelled them. Now no one will buy them. And you say they are bad." She laughed in a rough voice. Little boy, you like my long nose? You will get one too." She took the nicest ones. She squeezed them until they made a sound. Then she threw them back and said, "Bad cabbages, bad things. Don't move your head like that," said James. He was a little scared. "Your neck is thin like a cabbage stalk. It can break. Your head will fall in the basket." "Who will buy from us then? You don't like thin necks," said the old woman and laughed. "Then you will have no neck. Your head will sit on your shoulders. It won't fall." "Don't say such things to my boy," said the shoemaker's wife. She was angry. "If you want to buy something, do it quickly. You are scaring my other customers." "Well, be it as you say," said the old woman angrily. "I will buy 6 cabbages, but I cannot carry them. I use a stick. Let your son carry them to my home. I will pay him." The little boy was afraid. He did not want to go. He started to cry. The old woman was ugly, but his mother told him to go. She felt sorry for the old woman, so the boy obeyed and followed her. The old woman walked very slowly. They walked for a long time. After 45 minutes, they reached a far part of the town. She stopped in front of an old broken house. She took out a rusty hook. She used it to open the door. The inside of the house was beautiful. The walls and ceiling were marble. The chairs were black wood with gold. The floor was glass. James fell many times. The old woman took a silver whistle. She blew it. The sound was loud. Some guinea pigs came down the stairs. They walked on two legs. They wore men's clothes and hats. "Where are my slippers, you fools?" shouted the woman. She hit them with her stick. The guinea pigs jumped in fear. They ran upstairs. Soon they came back. They brought slippers made from coconut shells. They put them on her feet. The woman threw away her stick. Now she could move fast. She pulled James by the hand. They slid over the floor. They slid over the floor. They entered the kitchen. But it looked very rich. The tables were mahogany. The chairs had fine cloth. "Sit here," said the woman kindly. She pushed James into the sofa. He could not get up. "You carried a heavy thing. You bought them from my mother." "You don't know," said the woman. She laughed and opened the basket. She pulled out a real human head by the hair. James was very scared. He didn't understand anything. "Now I will give you soup. You will remember this soup all your life." She blew the whistle again. Guinea pigs came back. Now they wore kitchen clothes. They had knives and spoons on belts. Then squirrels came in. They wore big trousers and green caps. They climbed the walls fast. They brought food and pots. The woman moved around quickly. She wanted to cook something nice. James watched everything. The fire was hot. The pot was bubbling. The smell was good. The woman and animals were busy. She checked the pot often with her long nose. Then the soup was ready. She poured some in a silver bowl and gave it to James. "Eat this," she said. "You will be like me. You will be a great cook. But you will never find that herb. Your mother didn't have it." James didn't understand her words, but the soup was very good. It tasted sweet and spicy. He liked it very much. When he finished, the guinea pigs lit some blue incense. The smoke filled the room. James started to feel sleepy. He wanted to go home, but he could not stay awake. Soon he fell into deep sleep on the sofa. He had strange dreams. In the dream, the woman put a squirrel's skin on him. He could jump and climb like a squirrel. He worked with other animals. At first, he cleaned the woman's slippers. They were coconut shells. He was good at it. He had done it before at home. After 1 year, he had a new job. He and other squirrels had to catch sundust. They sifted it. The woman ate bread made from sundust. She had no teeth. At the end of another year, James got a better job. He now collected the water for the old woman. But she did not use a well or a rain barrel. She had a special way. James and the squirrels used hazelnut shells. They went to roses early in the morning. They collected the dewdrops. This was the old woman's drink. This work was hard. The woman drank a lot. They had to collect many drops. After 1 more year, James worked inside. His job was to clean the glass floors. It was not easy. Even a small spot could be seen. He and the others cleaned the floors by tying cloth to their feet. Then they slid around like skating. In the 4th year, James got a job in the kitchen. This was a very special job. Only the best workers could do it. He started as a helper. Then he became the first pastry cook. He learned to cook everything. He could make pies with 200 ingredients. He made soups with herbs from all over the world. He was surprised by his own skills. 7 years passed. One day, The old woman put on her shoes and took her basket and stick. She wanted to go out. She told James to cook a chicken. Pluck it, stuff it with herbs, and roast it brown, she said. James did everything right. He broke the chicken's neck, put it in hot water, and pulled out the feathers. He cleaned the skin and opened the chicken. Then he went to get herbs. These were in a special room. There he saw a small cupboard in the wall. He had never seen this cupboard before. The door was half open. He was curious and went closer. Inside were many small baskets. They smelled very good. He opened one basket. He found a strange herb. Its leaves were blue-green. The flower was red with yellow edges. He looked at it and smelled it. The smell was strong. It was the same as the soup smell from long ago. The smell made him sneeze. He sneezed again and again. At last he woke up still sneezing. James found himself on the old woman's sofa. He looked around and was surprised. I thought I was a squirrel. I lived with guinea pigs. And I was also a great cook. My mother will laugh when I tell her, but maybe she will be angry. I fell asleep in a strange house and didn't help her at the market. While thinking, he stood up to run, but his body still felt stiff. His neck was very stiff too. He could not move his head well. He smiled at himself. He was still sleepy. He kept bumping his nose into cupboards and walls. Sometimes he hit doors too. The squirrels and guinea pigs followed him, making small cries. He invited them to come with him, but they ran back into the house. He heard their cries from far away. The old woman had taken him to a far place. James did not know the streets well. There were many people around. He thought maybe a dwarf was nearby for show. People shouted, "Look at the ugly dwarf. Where did he come from? What a long nose. Look at his brown, ugly hands." Normally, James would have followed such a crowd. He liked strange things, but now he wanted to find his mother fast. He was tired when he got to the market. He saw his mother sitting there. She still had many fruits in her basket, so he had not been gone long. But she looked sad. She did not call out to sell. She held her head in one hand. As he got closer, she looked pale too. James did not know what to do. Then he got brave. "What do you want, you ugly dwarf? Go away." "That is not funny. But mother, why are you acting like this?" James asked. "I am your son. Leave now," she shouted. "You won't get money from me with your tricks, ugly monster." God must have taken her mind, James thought. How can I bring her home? Dear mother, please listen. Look at me. I really am your son, your James. This joke is too much, she told the woman next to her. Look at that ugly dwarf. He is scaring away my customers. He says he is my son James. What a rude man. The other market women got angry too. They started shouting at him. Market women are good at that. They said he was making fun of poor Jane, who lost her beautiful son 7 years ago. They said they would hurt him if he did not go away now. James did not understand. He felt like he just went to the old woman's house this morning. He ate soup and slept a little. Now he came back. But his mother and others said 7 years had passed, and they called him an ugly dwarf. What had happened to him? His mother would not listen. Tears came to his eyes. He walked sadly to the place where his father worked. His father was a shoemaker. I want to see if he will know me, James thought. I will stand in the doorway and talk to him. James came to the booth and looked in. His father was busy. He didn't see James at first, but then he looked up, dropped his tools, and said, "Heavens, how are you?" "Not good, little man," his father said. He did not know James. "I am old and work alone. I cannot pay for help." "But don't you have a son to help you?" asked James. I had a son. His name was James, the man said. Now he must be about 20. He was smart and strong. He could help me a lot. When he was 12, he was already good at work. He was a nice boy. But that is life. Where's your son? James asked with a shaky voice. Only God knows, said the man. Yes, little sir. Ah, it is like it happened yesterday. My poor wife came home crying. The boy did not come back. She searched everywhere, but he was gone. I always said it could happen. James was a pretty child. People liked him. My wife was proud of him. And Minda, she sent him to rich houses with vegetables. He always got small gifts. But I warned her, the town is big. There are bad people. One day, an old woman came. She bought many things. She could not carry them. My wife told James to help her. He left and never came back. And that was 7 years ago. Yes, 7 years this spring. We called out his name in town. We asked everyone. Many people knew and liked him. They helped us, but no one found him. No one knew the old woman. Only one very old woman said it could be the bad fairy, Krauterwise. She comes once every 50 years. James's father talked fast. He was working on shoes. He pulled the thread with both hands. James started to understand. He saw that it was not a dream. He had worked for the evil fairy for 7 years. He was sad and angry. The witch stole 7 years of his life. And what did he get? He could clean glass floors. He could make shoes from coconut shell. He learned cooking from guinea pigs. He stood still, thinking. Then his father said, "Do you want to buy something, young man?" "New shoes? Or maybe a nose cover?" he joked. "What do you mean, a nose cover?" asked James. "Well," said the man, "your nose is very big. If I had your nose, I'd make a rose-colored cover for it. Look, I have a nice piece of leather. We'd need a yard for it. It would protect your nose. Now you hit every wall and door." James was shocked. He touched his nose. It was very big, 2 hands long. Now he knew why his mother didn't know him. The old fairy had changed his face and body. "Sir," he said, almost crying, "do you have a mirror?" "No need to look in a mirror. It's silly. Please." "I don't want to look for fun," James said. "Leave me alone. I don't have one. My wife has a small mirror. Now mirror, I don't know where it is. Go across the street. The barber has a big mirror. Go look there. Goodbye." He gently pushed James outside. He locked the door and went back to work. James felt very sad. He went to the barber. He knew the man from before. "Good morning, Urban," he said. "Can I look in your mirror?" "Of course," said the barber, laughing. His customers laughed too. "You are pretty. Long neck, nice hands, and such a lovely nose," he joked. "Go ahead, look at yourself." James looked in the mirror. He began to cry. "Yes, mother," he said, "you could not know me now. I was not like this before." His eyes were small, like pig eyes. His nose was huge, down to his chin. His neck was gone. His head sat between his shoulders. It was hard to turn his head. His body was like before, still the size of a 12-year-old. He had grown wide, not tall. His chest and back looked like 2 bags. His legs were thin and short. They barely held his body. His arms were big and long. His hands were brown and rough. His fingers were long like spiders' legs. When he stretched his arms, he could touch the floor. This was James now, an ugly dwarf. He remembered the old woman. She had a big nose and ugly hands. Now he had the same, only her long shaking neck was missing. "Well, my prince, "Have you looked enough at yourself now?" said the barber. He laughed and looked at James. "You look very funny. I have an idea for you, little man. My shop is not very full. My neighbor has a giant. That brings him many people. A giant is easy to find, but a small man like you is rare. Work for me. I will give you food, clothes, and a place to sleep. You will stand at my door and call people in. You can help with shaving, too." He did not want to work like that, but he was too sad to fight. So he said no and left. Even if the witch made his body small, his mind was not small. He felt he was smarter now. He did not cry about being ugly. He was only sad that his father sent him away. He wanted to try one more time with his mother. He went to the market. He asked his mother to listen. He told her how he went with the old woman. He told her about his childhood. He said the witch turned him into a squirrel for 7 years. She changed him because he laughed at her. The mother did not know what to think. His words sounded true, but the squirrel story was hard to believe. "There are no witches," she said. She looked at the ugly dwarf and could not believe he was her son. "Did he say that? He is a liar. I told him that story. Now he tricks you. I will show him." He took some leather straps and hit James. James cried and ran away. No one in the town helped poor James. People laughed at how he looked. He had no food. At night, he slept on church steps. They were hard and cold. In the morning, James woke up. He thought about his life. His parents did not want him. He did not want to work for the barber. He did not want to be in a show. Then he remembered he was a great cook as a squirrel. Maybe he could work as a cook. He prayed in the church. Then he went to the Duke's palace. The Duke loved good food. He had many cooks. James wanted to be one. At the palace gate, the guard laughed at him. James asked for the head cook. The guard took him inside. Everyone laughed at him. People stopped working. They followed him. More and more people came. Everyone shouted, "Look, a dwarf! Have you seen the dwarf?" The steward of the palace came to the door. He looked angry and had a big whip in his hand. "What is all this noise?" he shouted. "Don't you know the Duke is still sleeping?" He hit some grooms and porters with the whip. The people said, "Sir, look, we found a dwarf. He is very small." The steward tried not to laugh. He did not want to look silly. He hit the others with the whip and told them to leave. He kept the dwarf and asked what he wanted. The dwarf said he wanted to see the master of the kitchen. "You are wrong," said the steward. "I am the steward. Maybe you want to work as the Duke's dwarf." "No, sir," said the dwarf. "I am a good cook. I know how to make many special dishes. Please take me to the master of the kitchen. Maybe he needs a cook." "As you wish," said the steward, "but you are silly. You could eat well and wear fine clothes if you worked as a dwarf. A cook needs to be very good. You are too good to clean the kitchen, but maybe not good enough to be a cook." Then he took the dwarf to the kitchen master. The dwarf bowed very low. His nose touched the floor. "Kind sir, do you need a cook?" he asked. The kitchen master looked at the dwarf and laughed loudly. "You, a cook," he said. "You are too small. You can't even see the fire in the oven. Someone played a joke on you." Everyone in the room laughed. The dwarf was calm. "You have many things here. You can give me a test. Let me make a special dish. If I fail, you lose just a few eggs and some flour. But I will show you I am a great cook." As he talked, his eyes shone. His long nose moved. His thin fingers moved too. The kitchen master laughed. "Okay," he said. "Let's go to the kitchen. This will be fun." He took the steward's arm and walked with him. They went through many rooms and hallways. Then they came to a big kitchen. It was beautiful. 20 fires were burning. Water ran in the middle like a small river. There were many shelves and food from many lands. 10 rooms had special food. Many workers were busy with pots and pans. When the kitchen master came in, everyone stopped. Only the fire and the water made noise. "What will the Duke eat for breakfast today?" he asked an old cook. "He wants Danish soup with red Hamburg dumplings," said the cook. "You heard it," said the kitchen master to the dwarf. "Can you make this?" "The dumplings are a big secret." "It is easy," said the dwarf. "I made it many times as a squirrel. Just give me the herbs, spices, wild boar fat, roots, and eggs for the soup." "For the dumplings," he said softly, "I need meats, wine, duck fat, ginger." "Where did you learn this?" "You know everything, even the secret herb we didn't know. But let's try. Give him what he needs. Let him make the breakfast." They gave him everything, but the dwarf was too short to reach the stove, so they put 2 chairs together. They put a marble slab on the chairs. Then the dwarf stood on it and started cooking. Everyone stood around him and watched. They were surprised how fast and clean he worked. When he finished, he put the dishes on the fire. He said, "Wait until I count." He counted slowly 1 to 500. "Take them off." He asked the head cook to taste them. A servant brought a gold spoon. He washed it in the stream. He gave it to the head cook. The head cook tasted the soup. He closed his eyes and smiled. "Delicious. So good. Steward, do you want to taste it?" The steward tasted it too. He was very happy. He said, "Old cook, you never made it this good." The old cook also tasted it. He shook the dwarf's hand. "You are a real cook," he said. "That herb gives special taste." At that moment, the Duke's valet came. He said, "The Duke wants his breakfast." They put the food in silver dishes and sent it to him. The master cook took the dwarf to his room to talk. Soon, a messenger came. The Duke wanted the master cook. The cook dressed quickly and went. The Duke looked happy. He had eaten all the food. He said, "Who made this breakfast?" "It is the best I ever ate." "Tell me his name. I want to give him a ducat." The master cook told the Duke about the dwarf. He said the dwarf came that morning and wanted to be a cook. The Duke was surprised. He asked for the dwarf. He asked, "Who are you? Where are you from?" The dwarf didn't want to say he was a squirrel, but he said, "I have no parents now." He didn't ask more. "Stay here. I'll give you 50 ducats a year. You wear nice clothes. You will make my breakfast. You will plan the dinners. Your name will be Nose." He kissed his feet and said, "I will serve you well." The dwarf now had a job. He worked very well. The Duke also changed. He became kinder and calmer. Before, he was angry a lot. Once, he threw a dish at the master cook and hurt him. But now, he was different. Now the Duke ate 5 meals a day. He always liked the food. He was happy and smiled more. Sometimes during a meal, the Duke called the cooks. He made them sit with him. He gave them food with his own hands. They felt very proud. Everyone in the town talked about the dwarf. Many people came to see him cook. Rich people asked the Duke to let their servants learn from him. They paid money to watch and learn. The dwarf gave this money to the other cooks. He didn't want them to be jealous. The dwarf lived happily for 2 years. Only one thing made him sad. He missed his parents. He liked going to the market. He bought meat and fruit himself. One day he went to the goose market. Everyone respected him. They knew he was the Duke's cook. At the end of the market he saw a woman. She had D's, but she didn't talk or call to customers like the others. He walked to the woman, looked at the geese, and picked them up. He liked them and bought 3 geese with the cage. He carried them home. 2 geese made noise, but one was quiet. This goose made sad sounds like a person. She is sick, he thought. I must go home quickly and help her. But the goose spoke. If you cut me, I will bite you. He put down the cage. The goose looked at him with smart eyes and sighed. You can talk, said Nose. This is a surprise. Don't worry, I will not hurt you. I think you were not always a goose. I was once a squirrel myself. You are right, said the goose. I was not always a goose. I am Mimi, daughter of the great Wetterbock. A fairy turned me into a goose and brought me here. Do not worry, Miss Mimi, said the dwarf. I am a good person. I am a cook for the Duke. I will not let anyone hurt you. I will keep you in my room and feed you well. I will say I am making you fat for the Duke. The dwarf killed the other 2 geese. He made a small place for Mimi and gave her good food. He talked with her when he had time. They told each other their stories. Mimi said her father fought with a fairy. The fairy changed her into a goose and brought her here. The dwarf told his story. Mimi said, My father taught me many things. I think the fairy used a magic herb to change you. At that time, another prince came to visit the Duke. The Duke called the dwarf and said, Now is the time to show your cooking skill. This prince knows good food. He eats only the best. You must cook something new every day. Do not repeat any dish. Ask the treasurer for anything you need, even gold or diamonds. I want to impress him. The dwarf bowed and said, Yes, my lord. I will do my best. He used expensive things and cooked every day. He gave orders to the other cooks. The prince stayed for 2 weeks. He ate 5 times a day. He was happy. The Duke was also happy. On the 15th day, the Duke called the dwarf during dinner. He said to the prince, How is the food? It is very good, said the prince. You are a great cook. You never gave me the same food twice. But why didn't you make the suzerain pie? The dwarf was shocked. He didn't know this dish, but he smiled and said, I wanted to wait. This pie is special. I planned to make it on your last day. The Duke laughed and said, Then you want to serve it when I die? He was very sad. He didn't know how to make the pie. He went to his room and cried. Mimi, the goose, came and asked what was wrong. He told her. Don't worry, said Mimi. This pie was often in my father's house. I know how to make it. Take these things and cook them. He thanked the day he bought the goose. Then he started to make the pie. First, he made a small one to try. It tasted very good. The head cook tasted it and said it was perfect. The next day, he made a big pie. He decorated it with flowers and sent it hot to the table. Then he put on his best clothes and went to the dining room. The steward was cutting the pie and giving it to the Duke and his guest. The Duke ate a big piece and said, Ha! Ha! This pie is perfect. My cook is the best. What do you think? The guest ate a small piece. He tasted it carefully. Then he smiled and said, It is good, but this is not the real suzerain pie. The Duke got angry and turned red. You stupid dwarf! How can you do this to me? I will cut off your head, please, my lord, said the dwarf. I made the pie with the correct recipe. I used everything needed. You lie, shouted the Duke and kicked him. My guest says it is not right. You will be baked in a pie. The dwarf fell to his knees and cried, Please, kind prince, tell me what is missing. I don't want to die because of a pie. The prince laughed. Nose, I knew you could not make the real pie. Without it, the pie is not perfect. The Duke got even more angry. He shouted, I will get the real pie. I swear I will. You have 24 hours. He said to the goose, I will die. I don't know this herb, Mimi the goose said. Maybe I can help. My father taught me about herbs. This one only grows when the moon is new. There are chestnut trees by the lake. But why? The herb grows only near them, said Mimi. Let's go now. Take me with you. I will help you find it. Nose picked her up and went to the palace gate. Nose and Mimi went to the lake. Mimi walked ahead and looked under the trees. Nose followed her, feeling very sad. This was his only chance. If they did not find the herb, he would jump into the lake and die. Mimi looked under every tree. She used her beak to check every plant, but she did not find the herb. It was getting dark, and she started to cry. Then Nose looked across the lake and said, Look, there is one more big tree. Let's try there. Mimi flew ahead. Nose ran after her. It was very dark near the big tree, but suddenly Mimi stopped, flapped her wings, and pulled a plant from the ground. She gave it to Nose and said, Here it is. This is the herb. Many are growing here. You will never need to worry again. The dwarf looked at the herb. It smelled very nice. The smell made him remember the moment he changed into a dwarf. The plant had blue-green leaves and a red flower with yellow edges. Thank God, he said. This is the same herb that changed me. Maybe it can change me back. Not now, said the goose. Take some of the herb with you. Let's go to your room. Put all your money and things in a bag. The dwarf's heart was beating fast. He saved 50 or 60 coins. He put them and his clothes in a bundle. Then he said, I hope I can be normal again. He smelled the herb deeply. His body started to change. His arms and legs grew. His head moved up. His nose became small. His back and chest became straight. His legs became long. The goose was very surprised. She said, You are tall and handsome now. He prayed, but he did not forget the goose. He wanted to see his parents, but he said, You helped me. Without you, I would be dead or still a dwarf. I want to help you. I will take you to your father. He can use magic to help you. The goose cried with joy. She said yes. James left the palace with the goose. No one saw him. He walked to the sea to find Mimi's home. Their journey was good. Wetterbock, her father, used magic and helped Mimi. He gave James many gifts. James went back to his home. His parents saw him and were very happy. They knew he was their son. James opened a shop with the gifts. He became rich and happy. After James left, the Duke was very surprised. He wanted to cut off the dwarf's head, but the dwarf was gone. The prince said the Duke helped him escape. He said the Duke broke his promise. They started a war. It was called the Herb War. Many battles happened. Then they made peace. The Duke liked it very much. So, small things can make big changes. And this is the story of Nose, the dwarf.